foundation of failures is my next is point number 2.
Oh boy.
Foundation of failures. So there was an interview where Jeff Bezos states that Amazon's mistakes that they've made have cost billions. Isn't that crazy?
That's
It's cost
incredible.
billions. And there's a quote, I didn't grab it. I think I've used it already on a podcast somewhere, but Michael Jordan talks about, he has all these stats. I've missed
Yes.
the game-winning shot this many times. I missed this many.
And it's a staggering amount.
It's crazy. But he's the champion.
He's the
you
great.
know? Yeah.
He is the great.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, but like Amazon, I think they had, I wrote a couple down. I didn't research these, so I think these are some of the failures, but they had the Fire Phone that they were going to do.
Yeah.
And then they had Amazon restaurants that
Yeah.
they were going to do. And so these were some of the failures I think that he mentioned in that interview. But really, when we fail, you know, John Maxwell has a book called Failing Forward. When we fail, and we talk about failure a lot, and I want to clarify, I don't mean moral failure.
Right.
You know, I don't mean character flaws.
Right.
But I mean failing on, you know, the famous disaster we talk about is the river that leaked everywhere, you know, that we built. When we fail, it should be the crumbling bricks of our failure should be the thing that's building our
Yes.
foundation.
Yes.
Oh man, my phone is over there. Let me see if I can remember. Brother Philip Booker was asking me about some of the biggest mistakes we made. I told him I had to think if we made any mistakes. But and so I had listed several. I used the river was one of them. But so one thing I remember was it was a very short period of time. So please don't blast us. But somebody, and this wasn't me, so I can say it wasn't me, but somebody decided for whatever reason that the kids that came on the bus should sit in a certain section separate from everybody else. Now I know there may be some Sunday schools that do this and they have their reasons, and,
Sure.
and you know, maybe there's a good reason for your area. But for us, it was almost like a discrimination thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like this separated deal. And so we got rid of that, and now we try, and I know it can be difficult, but we try to integrate as much as possible.
Oh yeah.
We like even proactively so.
Yeah.
You know, we try to integrate it so that you wouldn't be able to tell. I mean, other than, you know, maybe how they're dressed or something.
Sure.
But you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between, you know, because they're just all in the mix. And
Yep.
we do interact with Sunday school, so we get up and move a lot.
Yeah.
But just having them integrated in. So that's one of those things where I think it's like maybe not a failure per se, but it's a mistake.
Yeah.
You know, that
Yeah.
we were able to learn from and build on. And there was another one. Let me think. There's another one I listed. Oh, yes. Okay, so this was, and I take responsibility for this, but years ago, we had a kind of a culture in our Sunday school of wanting, this podcast is going off the rails, but of wanting to have the perfect, quote unquote, perfect classroom. We wanted all the kids to sit like angels.
Yes.
And if you didn't, then boy, we'd threaten you. You're going to go out.
Go sit by your mom and
Yeah,
dad.
you're going to go sit
on
by
the
your
front
mom.
row.
Yeah, in the front row. Yeah. And so that was a culture thing for a while, and we wanted this great, you know, classroom. And somewhere along the line, we realized that the mission was, you know, and then you're bringing the kids on the bus that comes from who knows what environment, right? And then we're expecting them to do that. It's like, yeah, right. But our mission isn't to have the perfect little classroom.
Yeah.
Our mission is to connect these kids to God.
Yeah.
And so that was a failure in our culture. And thankfully we've righted the ship, and
Yeah.
we still have a lot a long ways to go. But now our focus, we want an orderly classroom for sure. And still, I think that still sometimes we probably go still too far that way of like, hey, you stop talking, which we don't want people talking.
But we're looking for it sometimes too much.
Yeah,
too quick
exactly. But we've changed our focus, and our culture to like, okay, our mission is to engage kids.
Yeah.